Welcome back. This is day 4 of my Overland Track experience. Today I climb Doris Saddle, which is partway up Mount Ossa, Tasmania's highest peak. Don't forget, I'm running off a solar battery and my phone, so the power is starting to get a bit low, so it's mainly photos and just a couple of short fast-forwarded videos to give you an idea of what the terrain actually looks like. So let's get straight into the adventure and start with the view I woke up to in the morning.
Last night was the coldest night of the hike, and in the morning the temperature dropped below 0 degrees Celsius, and the water on the tent shelf froze. It was a foggy, wet and slow start to the day. I ate breakfast in the hut to thaw out. The solar charger was working overtime trying to keep 3 phones charged, and it was starting to struggle. So I was quickly losing power and trying to conserve battery where I could. My mates and I set off at 10 AM and the hour-and-a-half walk to Pelion Gap included some brief detours to creeks with some nice small little waterfalls. Because of the rain and the snow before we'd arrived, the creeks were flowing quite strong. It was mainly rock and tree root underfoot for most of the way to Pelion Gap. Another hot tip, I had 2 600ml water bottles with me and a 1.5 litre bottle. One of the small bottles I kept just for hydrolytes, which I had 1 satchel a day, and the other was for plain water. I'd purify the water in the 1.5 litre bottle and then transfer from that into the 2 smaller bottles, and that worked really well. At the junction to Mount Ossa and Mount Pelion East, I wanted to climb up to Doris Saddle, partway up Mount Ossa. So we swapped our pack for day bags and made it up to Doris Saddle in about 40 minutes. The views were amazing from Doris Saddle, well worth the side trip. My ego wanted to continue to climb and summit Mount Ossa, which is the highest peak in Tasmania, but I knew it would make the rest of the hike difficult on my knees. So I listened to my body and I just soaked in the views from Doris Saddle. There were amazing views of Mount Pelion East from Doris Saddle. We could see Mount Ossa as well, and there was another little hill with some craggly rocks right behind us. It was quite amazing all round. Reports from other hikers were that they had phone signal from the summit to Mount Ossa. You can see here in the pink, that is the track to get up to the summit. Quite steep, lots of boulders and very shaly. I wouldn't recommend doing this in the wet or if it was looking like it might rain or even just after the rain. Doris Saddle would make a fantastic place to have lunch. The views of the garden itself are well worth the hike up. I scooted back down to the junction, had a quick snack, checked the strapping tape on my pack and pressed on towards Kia Ora. There was a mix of duckboard rock and muddy ground for the second half of the day's hike, and it took about an hour to arrive at the hut. The side trip to Mount Pelion East is about half the distance and half the time as trying to summit Mount Ossa. It's still graded as medium hard. There's still quite a lot of shale right near the top, so you do need a high degree of skill and experience if you're looking at summiting Mount Pelion East as well. It was 2:45 when I got in and there were only 3 platforms without tents left. Most platforms could take 2 tents, but it's always nice when you get a platform to yourself. I took a platform basking in the afternoon sun and then went over and explored the hut. The hut and toilets were a bit of a longer walk to get to from the platforms, but it's still only about 150 metres or so. Today, day 4, was the day most people started to complain about muscle stiffness. There's a nice place to get wet and dip your feet near the branded stone, or you could cross the bridge just afterwards and jump in the river about 100 metres downstream on the left-hand side. I got waist deep in the water, dried off in the sun, cooked up dinner, and I was in bed before 7 PM.
Alright, before we call time on this video, I took 2 brands of hydrolytes out with me on the track, and by far the off-grid mixed berry were well and truly superior to the other brand that I took. Now, I don't get paid for any promotional advertising that I do, but I just want you, my viewers and subscribers, to get the best experience possible. And I really enjoyed the flavour of these mixed berry hydrolytes, and I'm definitely going to use them in the future. If you did enjoy the video, once again, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, get updated on when the next video gets released. And again, if you've got other friends or family that are thinking about going out on a hike or interested in the Australian outback, please share these videos with them as well. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next week for day 5. Bye for now.